Okay, welcome to Prayer Book Hebrew the Easy Way. Tonight we are going to continue with chapter 7, and we are hopefully going to get through with it as much as possible. Once we finish this chapter, it will be the conclusion of this class. We'll call this the beginning class, 1 through 7, and then there is going to be a get-together on the Zoom channel on Wednesday at 8 p.m. That information is on Facebook, I believe, or if you have an interest, send me an email and I will get you the room number and all of that to put your input into whatever you would like for future classes, or whether to start this class all over again, which I'm certainly willing to do. But with all of that, then, let's open up chapter 7, and we will continue. Okay, so we are on page 52. We'll go over the vocabulary one more time, and then we will go over the prayer canting at the very end, and we'll do just some brief review, and then we will continue into the instruction material. I think we finished on page 55. If I'm not mistaken, and hopefully we will get into the exercises tonight. So what we are looking at here in our vocabulary is, let me get my annotate running here. Okay, so just as a review, we have Adon, okay, singular, master or lord. Adonim, okay, Adonim, masters or lords. Ahava, ahava, meaning love. Okay, notice it's feminine, gender. The word light is or, O-H-R, or lights, orim. Okay, masculine, and of course, Lord and Master, masculine. Generation, dor, D-O-R, or dorot. Plural for generations, masculine gender. How about for festival? If we wanted to say the feast of Hanukkah, we would say Chag Hanukkah. The Feast of Hanukkah, or Chag Purim, or Chag Pesach. So we have Chag, C-H-A-G. Or if we want to say festivals, we have Chagim. Chagim, okay? The word for, and notice that's masculine gender for festival. The word for honor, glory, we have kavod. Kavod, okay? Honor or glory. Look at all these different words for heart. We have, number one, we have lev. We have levav. Okay, or if we want to talk about hearts in plural, levav vot. Levavot. All of these different words for evil or bad, we have ra or ra'ah, okay, or ra'im, plural. And this is in a masculine gender sense. Here is the feminine gender plural for evil or bad, and we get ra'ot. Ra'ot. Okay, so those are our vocabulary for this week. So let's move then down to the very last page of this chapter. We're at page 60 now, and I think I did this before for everyone. We have the second line of the Shema, and unlike what is done in the Messianic communities where the second line is altered a little bit, So this one, at least right away, might not be recognizable to you because perhaps you are more familiar with Baruch Shem Kivod Malkuto Leolam Vaed, that kind of thing. This one is more of the second line within the Jewish way of how they are performing this Shema. So let's look at this here real quickly. And we have Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shemo. Okay, so compound unity, one, our God, great, our Lord, set apart, his name. Literally, that's what that's saying. But they've got a translation down here. One is our God, one is our Lord. Holy is his name. So then the tune would be like this. Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shemo. Okay. And then, of course, we had the first part of the Shema earlier. Shema Yisrael, Yahuwah Eloheinu, Yahuwah Echad. And then, of course, this is the second part of that. So let's go down now to the Avinu Malkeinu. Now, you notice a lot of the E-N-U endings. Our something, whatever it's connected to. So, for example, we have Kolenu, our voice. We have, let's see here, Avinu down here, our Father. Malkeinu, our King. There's Kolenu again. Avinu, our Father. Malkeinu, our King. And notice that the here is the suffix that we're looking at here that gives it the our tense there, connected to the noun, whatever that may be. So then, as we read this, we can see we have Avinu Malkeinu Shema Kolenu. Again, repeated, Avinu Malkeinu Aseh Lema'an Rachamecha HaRabim. Again, Avinu Malkeinu Aseh Lema'an Shemcha HaGadol. Okay? And so the tune for this is, I think I did this the last time, but we'll do it again. And it goes like this. Avinu Malkeinu Shema Kolenu. Avinu Malkeinu Aseh Lema'an Rachamecha HaRabim. Avinu Malkeinu Aseh Lema'an Shemcha HaGadol. Okay, so we have our Father, our King. Hear our voice. And let me move this down so we can you can see the translation here. Okay, so our Father, our King. This aseh, do or make, for the sake of thine abundant mercies. We have rachamim in here, mercies. And then we have harabim, the great. In other words, the great mercies, or in this case, abundant. That's how they've translated it. We have Avinu Malkeinu, our Father, our King, Ase comes from the verb to do or make. Lema'an, preposition there, we'll cover that later, to or for. For the sake of Shemcha, your name, Hagadol, your name, the great, your great name. Okay? That's how we break that down into the grammar. And it's kind of a nice, it's got a nice sound to it. It's very pleading, I think, and worshipful. And actually, I would love to see it instituted somewhere within the prayer, the corporate prayer. I think it would be kind of cool to have everyone that had this this memorized, if it was put on a sheet, and we could sort of have it as a preface. We could recite it, and then whoever's leading the prayer would start the prayer. It's kind of cool idea, I think, anyway. All right, so let's then go to page. Let me see here. Okay, so let's just real quickly look at these possessive endings that we have been focusing on with this class. So we have the Saray, noon, Shurik combination is our. These ones we've already covered, so I'm not going to do a review of those. How about if we want to say you all's house, masculine plural, your house or you all in the South? We have hem ending, chaf, segol, mem, sofit. How about you all as in the ladies, you all, feminine plural? We have chen. Notice the difference? Mem, sofit, masculine, nun, sofit, okay, is our signal letter for feminine, so that's how we distinguish between those two, okay? And let me see here. Move down a little bit more, and we have the ones for there. We have kametz, mem, sofit, am ending, or on ending. So really, as long as we remember these letters, what they mean, what the gender is, that at least we're halfway there to guessing whether it's there or you all, between these two sets that we've gone over. Okay. So let's move down a little more. These are just some examples. I think we covered this in 54. And I think this is probably where we ended the last time. The second section here, we were looking at the noun door, meaning generation. And the base form, of course, doesn't change, unlike many of the other nouns that when we affix suffixes to them, they change, and they change off of what's called a base form. But in this case, it's not the case that there's any changes. I'm pretty sure I finished this last time. So let's continue on then on page 55. And we're going to learn some new things respective of possessive endings for singular nouns, section 2. So we're going to start here. When possessive endings are attached to words that end in the kametz hey, and the hey is replaced by a tav. So it's almost like the hey drops and another letter takes its place. It's literally what's happening here. So let's look at this word for love. We have ahava. Ahava. Okay, so what happens is if we're going to affix a suffix, whether it be my, your, masculine singular, your, feminine singular, his, her, our, you all feminine, their, masculine, their, feminine, all those that are in the list, the hey changes. It gets X'd out and is replaced with a tav. So the base form then, which is the form that the suffix gets affixed to, looks like this, ahavat. So how then are we going to figure this out if we don't know exactly what the noun is and we're trying to remember what noun it's talking about, we might recognize what the suffix is, but we still have enough here. We have aleph, he, vet, ahav. So those are 3 letters that we can look at. Of course, this one here, if we know that it's a drop and a replace, I think there's enough there we can figure that out. That's my suggestion, that you look at the first 3 letters, because usually when you have one of these drops, it's going to be a at the end with a hey that's dropped out replaced with a tav. Okay, so let's look at some of the examples here. And remember, all of these are being built on the base form. So this is this up here is not what it's going to look like. It's going to change to the base form, and there's going to be a suffix added. So what about the word my love? We have ahavati. Ahavati, my love. Notice that the hey is dropped, and we have a tav that's inserted in there, and it means my love. How about your love, masculine singular? We have ahavat cha. Ahavat cha. Ahavat cha. Okay? How about your love, feminine singular? We would have ahavat tech. Ahavat tech. Ahavatech. Okay? How about his love? Ahavato. Ahavato. Let's see. Ahavato. There we go. How about that? How about her love? Ahavata. Notice the suffix. Kametz hey, and there's a dagesh in that hey. That is your signal. That's your clue that this is the her suffix. Okay, so ahavata. Ahavata. Okay, so then if we then move over to the plural side, which is basically what this chapter is dealing with, those other ones that are plural, in other words, more than one, was talking about like a group of people, our or you all, so on. We'll start with this one, ahavatenu. 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 Our love. Okay. How about you all's love? We're talking about a group of men. You all's love, whether it be you all love the Torah, you all love Yisrael, so on and so forth. We have ahavat chem. Ahavat chem. Ahavat chem. Okay. How about if we're talking about a group of women who love the Torah? You all love the Torah. We would have ahavat chen. Ahavat chen. Okay. How about if we have the third person, their love? But we're talking about either all men, or we're talking about, let's say, 2 men and 5 women. It's going to default to this form. We would have ahavatam. Ahavatam. Okay? T-A-H-M. That's what that is there. Ahavatam. Or their love, feminine. If we have all women, it has to be exclusive of all women in this case. So we have ahavatan. 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 Okay, so that covers this drop situation. Okay, and so wherever you have this kametz he ending on your noun, that's what's going to happen. Okay, so let's go then. Move on down here. So let's look at this irregular here, and this is probably one of the more confusing words. And we start with the word for father, which is av, but notice the base form. Notice the base form, avi. Isn't that something? Avi. Now, it's kind of curious when you look at this. Look at the base form here. It looks exactly as the possessive ending for my father. Isn't that something? So it's almost like my father, and then it builds on top of that. But yet at the same time, it is my father, avi. Okay? And it's possessive tense. Okay? So let's go down then to, how about if you were to say your father, you're talking about a boy, a young boy. He's talking about your father. Okay, we have avicha. Avicha. Or how about if it's a young girl? Your father, in that way. We have avich. Okay, that's the best way I can transliterate that, I think. There should be an H there. How about his father? Isn't this interesting? Aviv. Aviv. Now that's explained earlier in our chapter, isn't it? That this is one of these irregulars. It's not avio. There's no whole M there. It sticks with aviv, but it means his father. Because you know that the suffix for ordinarily, for his, is a whole M. In other words, there should be a dot on there on other nouns, but in this case, nope. It's simply aviv. So just take note of that. That's one of those irregular things you just have to memorize. How about her father? Aviha. And notice this. There's no dagesh. So that can be a little confusing too, because most of the other nouns that we've looked at, when we talk about the possessive of her, there's always a dagesh in there. That's kind of one of the clues that I pointed out before and how you can decipher that. But in this case, you don't have that clue, do you? Nope, we don't. Let's get rid of that. We have simply aviha. Okay? Aviha. Okay, so then let's move over now to the more than one tense of the possessive endings. How about our father? Avinu. A-V-I-N-U. Or how about you all's father? We're talking about either a mixed group of people or just men. Avichem. Okay. How about you all's father, feminine plural? Avichen. Okay. How about their father, masculine? Avihem. Now notice this. You know how most of the time we were seeing am ending? It's changed to hem. That's an irregular. So that could trip you up a little bit. This father one, just as soon as you see aleph vav, just know that as soon as you figure out what the noun is, which is pretty easy with aleph vav, av, then just know that it's not going to look exactly like the other ones. But from that point on, I think you should be able to get it. So we have Avihem. We might think that should be Aviham, but in this case it's not. The Kametz changes to a Segol. How about their father, feminine? We have Avihen. Avihen. Okay? Okay. Now, here's a little note here. You do not need to memorize all the changes that take place when nouns have possessive endings attached. You only need to recognize the nouns and the various possessive endings, which is something I pointed out to you before. Not so much focus on all the little intricacies of the vowel, but look at the patterns. Look at the consonant combinations. Get the consonant combination, aleph, vav in this case. Av, we know that means father, so you're halfway there. And look at the patterns of the suffixes. Okay, so let's move on down to, we are on page 56 now. Adjectives and nouns with endings. Okay, so you've already learned that nouns with hey, which is the definite article hey, the attached are definite nouns. Nouns with possessing endings attached are also definite. Okay, so let's we have here bat, which is a daughter, which they put in parentheses, any daughter. It's not we're not talking about the daughter in this case, it's just bat, a daughter. But if we put habat, we get the daughter. That's more definite, right? If we have BT, B-E-A-T-T-I-E, I guess, my daughter, of course, that's very definite, isn't it? Okay, so all definite nouns are used with adjectives in the same way. If the adjective has a hey attached, the definite noun and the adjective together form a phrase, and the hey on the adjective is not translated. Okay, so let's see what they're talking about here. Move on down. Here's our examples. So we have habat hatova. Literally, this says the daughter, the good. But that sounds a bit bad English. So we distill it simply to the good daughter. That's how we translate that. How about BT hatova, my daughter, the good, literally, or my good daughter. So we're not translating this, but it's just part of grammar. How about bitenu hatova? Okay, our daughter, the good. That's literally what that's saying. But when we translate it, simply our good daughter. Or Sarah hatova, we have Sarah the good. Or a better translation in English, good Sarah. That really distills it down there, doesn't it? Good Sarah. So in the case of a personal noun, where we actually have the name of someone. All right, so if the adjective does not have the hey attached, okay, the definite noun and the adjective together form a sentence. So let's see. We have habat tova, the daughter, good, or the daughter is good. So we add the is in there to make it sound good in English. Biti tova, my daughter, good, or my daughter is good. We add that. It forms a complete sentence, right? Because we're not putting the hey here. The hey's not there. So this is now forming a sentence. So showing you the difference between these two. Okay, how about bitenu tova, our daughter good, or our daughter is good in proper English. And here is the proper name here, Sarah tova, Sarah good, or Sarah is good. Okay, all right. Let's clear that out. Move on down now to, oh, here we go. Exercises. Okay. I was hoping we were going to catch these tonight. If there's any questions or anything, throw it in the chat. I'll address it. Okay. So I think we've done this type of exercise before. They simply put the suffixes on, and then we just have to figure out what the noun is. And it's going to be the same suffix per line. So in this case, let's look at number 1. Okay. So all we have to do is simply figure out what it is and translate. Okay. So the first one we have ahavatenu. 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 Okay. So we know that the Saray, noon, shurik ending is our. It's our something. And if we remember earlier, this is one of those drop letter deals where the hey is replaced with a tav. So we look at the aleph, the hey, the vet, and we get ahav. So we can guess that that means our love. Okay, our love. How about this one? Orenu. Well, we already know that all of them are looking the same at the end, so we know it's our something. Just go to your vocabulary. That's what you look at. Aleph, holem, resh, or means light. So what is it? Our light. So then we have kavodenu. So notice we've got kaf, vet, dalet, kavod. If we go to our vocabulary, we will discover that means our honor. Honor. Okay? How about Hagenu? Well, we've got Chet, Gimel, Chag. So we have like Chag, Yeshua, or Chag, Hanukkah. The feast, our feast, right? Li Venu. Now, this is kind of interesting because this, under this lamed, is a hirik. So it might throw you off a little bit, but notice the lamed and what ordinarily would be a vet, but it's li benu. Li benu. So it's our heart. That is a tough one. Okay, li benu. Isn't that something? How about dorenu? Well, we go to our vocabulary. We've got our dalet, we've got our holem, we got our resh. We know it has to do something with door. We put the our ending on it, our generation. Next line here, we have avinu. Well, av, meaning father, our father. How about malkenu? Mem, lamed, chaf. We see melech in there, meaning king. The new ending, a new ending, our king. Asenu. Asenu. Look at that one. So in this case, we have, let's see, where am I? I'm sorry, amenu. I think I said asenu. That's not right. Amenu. We have ayin and mem for am, and then the anu ending, am meaning nation or people, our people or our nation. How about our tsenu? Our tsenu, we have aleph, resh, zadik. We can see eretz in there, meaning land. So our land, right? How about bitenu? Well, right away we see the bet and the tav for bat, daughter. Is that right? So we put our at the end of it, we get our daughter. And finally, we have beitenu. Beitenu. Now this one could get you confused, but notice we've got bet, yod, tav in this case. So we see that there is bayit, meaning house. So we put the our ending on it. The anu ending is our. our house. Okay, so that's how we do these. I'll do one more with you, and then we will assign these here. We'll put this on our exercise. Okay, so you can sort of get a feel for some of these. Now this is an interesting one. Number 2, we have Bir Kachem. Isn't that a tough one? Bir Kachem. B-E-E-R. Okay. That's a tough one. Bir Kachem. Okay, but notice we have Bet, Resh, Chaf, Tav. And so immediately I can notice there is a brach in there, meaning blessing. And the chem ending, if we go to our chart, means you all, and it's masculine. Or in the chart, it's going to say your. But I put you all just so that you understand. If you're in the South, you know what we're talking about here. You, your, as in plural, speaking to a group of people. Okay. How about we have Devarchem? Well, notice the dalet, the vet, the resh. We have Devar. Your word. Amchem. We have Ayin. Mem. We can see right away that's Am, meaning nation or people. And so we have you all's people or you all's nation. Okay. Bitchem. Bitchem. We have Bet, Tav. Well, there's our Bat. There's our Bat base, which is daughter. So it's your daughter or you all's daughter. How about this? Kavodchem. Well, there's our Kaf, our Vet, our Holem, and our Dalet. Kavod. Go to your vocabulary. You'll notice that that is honor. So it's your honor or you all's honor. How about this one? Binchem. Binchem. Well, look at your first 2 consonants here. Bet, noon. Well, in this case, we have Bain, son. We see Bain there. So, you all's son. Second line, Ahavatchem. Well, this could be confusing, but we still have Aleph, Hey, and Vet, Ahav. And so we know it's love. So Ahavatchem is you all's love, or your love in a plural sense, masculine. How about Avichem? Well, look at the Aleph and the Vet. We can see Av in there, right? So it's father something, you all's father. Malchachem. Malchachem. We have Mem, Lamed, Chaf. We see Melech is in there. What does Melech mean? King. So it's you all's king, right? How about Artsechem? Okay, we see Aleph, Resh, Zadik. Within this word, we can see Eretz is in there, meaning land. So it's you all's land. Okay? How about this one? Malchutchem. Malchutchem. We have Mem, Lamed, Chaf, Tav. Those 4 letters, we get Malchut, meaning kingdom. So we add the chem ending on it, and we get you all's kingdom, or your kingdom in a plural masculine sense. And finally, but not least, Imchem. Imchem. Okay? So, in this case, we can look at Aleph and Mem. We get the understanding that it has to do with aim or mother. So, you all's mother. All right? Very good. So that's all you have to do is first figure out by the consonants. Very much like you're trying to figure out a scientific equation for a formula. This is why we say that Hebrew is very much like deciphering what a chemical equation is. Because if you could just figure out by the consonants, you can get the noun. And then you look at the pattern at the end in this case, you can get whether it's my, our, your, their, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to assign, this is, let's see here, this exercise 1, and we'll assign 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so chapter 7, exercise 1, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we've got that on there now. And let's move now back to our screen. Okay, so let's go down then to number 2. And we've done this one before. We match the following Hebrew nouns and their possessive endings with the English translations below, right? So, let me get our annotate here. Okay, so usually what I do is I start from the top right hand, and then I go to that one, and I go this one, and then this one, and so on. So we'll start here. We have something Chag, cha, C-H-A-G-C-H-A, Chag, cha. Well, right away I can see het gemel. So that tells me that this is something to do with feast. And that, by the way, is right in our vocabulary. But the cha ending, well, that was in our previous chapter. It means your, masculine singular. So let's go down here and see if we can find it. There it is. Number 12 goes with chag, cha. Okay? Now, let's look at this one here. Libi. 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 Now, it's kind of confusing, but if you notice the lamed and the, in this case, it's a bet because they've thrown a dagesh in there, but really, if we just put these two lamed and we think of it as a vet, we get lave. So in our vocabulary, we see that that means heart. And so if we add our heric yod ending on there, so we'll go down here and we will look for something for heart, and it's going to be number 4, my heart, because that heric yod means my. Okay, so my heart, libi. All right, let's go down here to ima. Ima. Well, right away we see aleph and mem. Imam. Aleph and mem. Well, we know this has to do something with aim, which is mother. And we have this kametz, mem, sofit. We get this am ending suffix. So just look down in the list and see mother in there. And you're going to find one. Here it is, their mother, number 7. So that goes with this here. Okay. Once we have a list like this, you don't have to figure it all out. Just if you get one part figured out, you can pretty much narrow it down by process of deduction. Imam, their mother. Okay. How about liba? Liba. Kind of a tough one again because that dagesh, which ordinarily would be a vet, makes that a bet. So liba, but we know that there is a lamed and a what ordinarily would be a vet, so we get lave, which is a form of heart. So what is it? With this dagesh, they've given us a clue in the hay. It's her something, right? So her heart. So let's look down here for her heart. Okay. There it is right there, number 18. All right. All right. So I think what I'd like to have you guys do is, I think what we're going to have to do is I'm just going to have to get as many of these done, and we'll go through them together the next time. We're down to about 11 minutes left on the class. But let's finish here with this line here. We have be Tom or by Tom. So we notice the bet, the yod, and the tav. So we see bayit in there, meaning house, right? And we have the kametz, mem, sophie ending, which is their, masculine. So we look for their house, and we see it. Number 20 goes with be Tom. Okay. How about chas dam? Well, look at the chet, the samach, and the dalet. Within that equation, we can see chesed in there. Chesed, right? So chesed could mean mercy or kindness. And we have the kametz mem sophie ending, so it's their, masculine. So we see it right here, their kindness. Okay. Chas dam. Okay. Let's go down here. Do ran. Do ran. Now this kind of interesting because now we see the nun safit. That means it's feminine at the ending. So there's a clue. Here's dalet, holem, resh, door. Look at our vocabulary. So what's door? That is generation. But we have the kametz nun sofit ending. So it's their generation, but it's feminine. But we don't see that down in this list. They're not telling us whether it's feminine or masculine. So just look for generation. We'll see it in there. And there it is, number 8. Their generation goes with dor ran. Okay? Let's look at the next one. Binenu or benenu. I think it's better benenu because it's the shava is a slight S sound. Benenu. All right, so we have bet and noon. Well, I can see bain in there for sun. And then the saray, noon, shurik ending is hour. So let's look down here, and we see it right there, number 2, our sun. So you see how I'm deconstructing these bit by bit, and I get the clue as I go along. That's how we decipher Hebrew. If we get the consonant combinations, those roots are critical. And then the patterns, and it really begins to fall into place. Let's look now at avichem. Now, here's a tough one, guys. But we can see aleph and vav, foundational for father. For father. So it's something to do with father. Notice the segol mem sofit. Normally, we would see a kametz mem sofit. So in this case, it's their father. So let's see if we can find it. Number 10. Their father, and that's what it is. Avichem. Okay? Let's go down to this one here. We have or chen. Well, aleph, holem, resh. Look to your vocabulary. Or means light. So the segol nun sofit, which is kind of an irregular. Normally there would be a kametz nun sofit for there. But it's a little confusing because this has a slight nikud change, but don't worry so much about that. Look at the nun sofit, and that'll give you at least a clue. So their light. Okay, so let's look for it here. I hope I got this one right. Did I? Okay, wait a minute here. I think I messed up, guys. It's not there. It is your. It's part of chen ending. Looks like I got caught on one, but I could figure it out by looking in the list. Okay, so it's you all's light, 15. Ah, look at that. All right, your light. So I missed a point on that one. All right, let's see here. Kavodi. Okay, well, right away I can decipher this. Kaf, vet, holem, dalet. Look at our vocabulary. Kavod means honor. And with the Hirik Yod, E ending, well, right there it is. I see it right away. My honor. Okay. Kavodi. All right. Let's look at this one. Art Sechem. Art Sechem. We have Aleph, Resh, Zadik. Well, I can see Eretz in there, meaning land, and the Chem ending. This one won't trip me up. You all. So your land. Your land. And there it is, number 3. Okay. So you can see how we are just progressively deciphering these. So let's look here at Kavodo. Okay. Kavodo. We've got Kaf, Vet, Holem, Dalet, Kavod, honor. So look for honor down there and the Holem ending suffix. His honor. His honor. Or his glory in this case. Glory or honor. Kavodo. Okay. Ahavatam. Well, this is one of these drop deals that we were talking about. But we can still see it from Aleph, Hey, Vet, Ahav. So we know it's something to do with love. And so we see the Kametz, Mem, Sophit. So we look down through here and see what we got for love. And I see it right here. Their love. Okay. Ahavatam. All right. How about this one? Malachenu. Well, we covered that one quite a bit. We know that one right away, and that's in our Avinu Malkeno, our king, right? Our king. So there it is, number 9. Our king of Malkenu. Okay. Orenu. Well, Aleph, Holem, Resh. We see that in our vocabulary. Or has something to do with light. And of course, it's got the same suffix as the previous one. So it's our light. Our light. And there it is, number 13. Our light. Okay. So then what we'll do here is I'm going to have you guys just get a little taste of this. See if you can figure out the last 4. The last 4 of this exercise number 2. Okay, and last 4 to the left. I'll say the last 4 in the column to the left. Okay. Give me the Hebrew, or give me the transliteration, translation, and number that it correlates with, okay? All right. Let's see here. We're getting right down to our last minute here. let's see what we got for next week. Okay, so this is the big one, and I think that I assigned quite a few of these from the last one. We did get one assignment in, and I know that it was a big assignment. So of course, some people are probably going to need some more time with that. But what we'll do is we'll just start here and see what we have. This is exercise number 3. And what they do is, in the following sentence, we choose the correct word from those shown in the parenthesis, and we then translate. And notice that in this case, we're going to see a lot of things change. So we'll just do an example here, and we'll see what we have. We have ha-melachim, baruchim. So we have number 1, and then something in gadol. Okay, so we have the kings, blessed, something, and gadol for great. So right away we can kind of decipher that a little bit. And so what are we going to do here? We're going to throw this first one in. Kevoda. Kevoda. Okay, so now in this case, we're going to see some changes here. And let's see here, kavod. Now where the in this case we've got the great kings, and then gadol, or the we have the kings are blessed, the blessed kings, and their glory is great. So kavoda, their glory is great. This is what we've got here. So this then would go in our blank. And I think what we're going to do is we're just going to get into this next week and try to break this apart and see if we can get it to fit together in all of the different tenses. And I think we probably covered enough for tonight. So anyway, it's been a pleasure meeting with you tonight. And if you have any questions, send me some email, or if there's any questions here, you could just throw it in the chat or speak up. But we are coming down to the finish line. I'm hoping that we can get through those exercises. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through more of those exercises this next week than I did last week, because I almost think that it was a little exercise heavy for you guys. And then we'll just, some of the other exercises we'll assign. So anyway, I hope that you all have a blessed week, and we will, Yah willing, see you all next Sunday at 9, and hopefully we will get this completed. And then if you like to show up to the Earth Academy discussion, I think it's Wednesday at 8. Pretty sure that's what's on my calendar. That would be good, and you can put your 2 cents in. For those who have made it through this section, you really have gotten a pretty good start and a grasp on Hebrew. I mean, to think about it, there's a lot of work that's gone into just 4 chapters. And if you want to go beyond, if there's enough people, by all means, we'll continue on. But for those who are in the Yahad, just being able to finish 1 through 7, that is quite an accomplishment. And you're going to have a much easier time deciphering a lot of the Hebrew that you run across during our services and so on, just with those under your belt. So thank you, everyone, and you all have a good night, and I will say lahitraot.